All right, good morning, everybody. I am addressing the blue and yellow classes right now. So I wanted to just kind of go through today's assignments. Depending on how you guys have been managing your time, today's workload could be slightly different depending on who you are. But before we get there, um, hope everyone's doing okay. I know I've been speaking to some of you more extensively than others about workload, about assignments. Obviously, guys, as I've said 1,000 times, I'm here to help. So if you reach out to me, I will work with you. Some of you have reached out to me saying that you've been overwhelmed and you need more time on things. And I have, you know, I've been very upfront with this. I will give you the time you guys need. What I care about more is that you guys are just able to complete the assignments and ask any questions that you may have. And I will work with you guys. I really will. I would say that most teachers are probably taking that same, having that same mindset with their kids. So continue, guys, to work hard, and progress reports come out soon. So I think it's next week. So make sure you guys are staying on top of everything. And for those of you who have continued to do what we have asked you to do in this tough time, keep doing what you're doing. All right, so I'm including this video, obviously, as another way to explain today's assignments, but everything you need is listed here on today's post. By the time you read this, it will be posted. I have not posted it yet. So today, our focus is going to be on two things. The first thing, we are going to look into the history of both the Republican and Democratic parties, how they developed, how they've changed over time, and also to give you guys a little more information about why certain kinds of people of a certain race, people of certain skin color, people that have certain jobs, family backgrounds, family histories, why they support one party or the other. Okay, I know we spent some time. We talked about independent voters, and that is still a thing, but we're going to be focusing mainly on partisan people who are for one party or the other. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a history review of the Republican and Democratic parties. And we are also going to be talking about what it means to be conservative or liberal. Conservative or liberal. We will go further into those two terms as we go on. Before I get into any of the new assignments today, I assigned your article summaries last week. So it's been up for almost 2 weeks now, and you've had the opportunity to complete it for over 2 weeks. So I'm sure some of you, probably not a lot of you, but I'm sure some of you have taken advantage of the time that you've had to complete that, and you've already gotten it done. So that's great. If you have not managed your time wisely enough, you guys have a little more on your plate today. So that is due by tonight at 11:59 p.m. Okay, so just get that in. Also, I am posting today's retake quiz at 10 o'clock from 10 to 12. Okay, so make sure that if you are someone who scored below a 70 and you would like to improve your grade, remember, it's a quiz grade. So even 10 points, if you got a 60 and you get up to a 70 because you scored over a 70 on the retake, those 10 points do make an impact. Okay, and some of you could really use a boost. So please make sure that you guys take advantage of that. All right, so back to today's assignment. So there are a total of 3 ed puzzles and 1 Google form, kind of a mini escape room assignment. Okay, now I've listed them in the order that I would like you to complete them. So please stick to that order. So the first 2 ed puzzles, the first part covers the first part I talked about earlier. It talks about the history of the Republican and Democratic parties, where they started, how they developed over time, what they look like today, and everything in between. Okay, so the 2 ed puzzles that you will be completing first, okay, and you can do these 2 in any order that you choose, but just make sure you do these 2 first. The first one is From White Supremacy to Obama. That one's about the Democratic Party, and how the Republican Party went from Lincoln to Trump. So those are the first two I want you to do, okay? The second ed puzzle you guys will work on brings us to the second half of today's focus, okay, is called Crash Course Political Ideologies. Again, an ideology is just it's a way of thinking, okay? So there are two main ways of thinking when it comes to U.S. politics. You are either, for the most part, either a conservative or a liberal. Okay. And some people can be more conservative than others. Some people can be more liberal than others. And you're going to look at, we'll be looking at something called the political spectrum in a little bit. Okay. So that will be the third ed puzzle you'll do, but that's the second part of today's assignment. Okay. So starting with number 1, number 2, and then moving on to number 3. Okay. The political spectrum. Where do I fall on it? So after watching Crash Course Political Ideologies, you'll have a better idea of what it means to be conservative or liberal, which is great because that background knowledge will help you guys in this assignment, the political spectrum. Where do you fall on it? Okay, so you'll learn about what the political spectrum is. There actually is a visual that you guys will be taking a short quiz. It's not a graded quiz. It's just a quiz that will help place you on the spectrum, on the political spectrum, as they call it, depending on your answers. Okay, so read every direction carefully. If you have questions, you guys know you can reach out to me. Okay. The last thing I want to mention, which I've mentioned a lot, so you can always rewatch this and look at my notes again if you need to. The 3 ed puzzles that you're doing today. So the first 2 here, the Democratic and Republican historical ed puzzles, and the Crash Course Political Ideologies ed puzzle. What I'm going to do, hopefully this gets people pumped because this is a good way to boost your grade. I will be combining and averaging out the 3 ed puzzle scores from today for a quiz grade. Okay, so I'm going to take your 3 scores. Once you guys finish them, I'll average them out. And that grade that comes out as an average of the 3 will be a quiz grade that goes into Aspen. So make sure you do your absolute best on them. Okay, make sure that you guys take your time. A lot of you have a tendency to just rush through it to get it done. And it shows because a lot of you should be scoring much higher on those than you actually end up scoring on them. So please take your time. It's not a race. Listen and watch carefully, okay? Because all the answers are in the video. If you turn on the video and then you go play Xbox or you're watching another YouTube video, you're going to miss some stuff, and I will have no sympathy for you, okay? So make sure you guys take your time. If you guys have a question, again, you guys know how to reach me. I'm in front of my computer longer than I need to be, so please let me know. And other than all that, again, your workload may vary depending on who you are. If you've been keeping up with the assignments and you've already done your article summary and you did well on the quiz, you have a lot less to do today. If you haven't done your article summary yet and you didn't do so hot in the quiz, your plate's a little more full. So it is what it is, but you guys have all day. And then think about it. You guys got Friday off, no school tomorrow for any of us. And then you got a nice long weekend and the weather should be nice. So buckle down, get this stuff done today. If you guys have questions, again, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to assist you. Other than that, have a wonderful weekend and I will talk to you guys next week.